Many of you out there have a lot of stress because of how the world is. Many of you have seen lots of changes that have scared most of you. This is on purpose. The drastic changes in the world is a representation of how you feel internally. Today there feels like there's a lot of stress on my shoulders because I have responsibilities to take care of. Obviously, I think we all do now. And I've made many mistakes. And so there's a portion of me right now that feels like I won't be forgiven for the things that I've done. And I'm looking to try to rid my body of it and get it off of my shoulders so that way I can move forward with whatever the consequences may be for my actions. And I know that this might seem wild for anybody who's watched something like this before. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this process, and I'm going to walk myself through a practice that I have with myself and my guides that allows me to hopefully rid my body and my spirit of things that aren't necessarily helping me to move forward. And there's a part of me that resists on many levels creating an environment where I can actually do this. And so now it's time for me to wake up and be willing to show my stressors and be willing to show my mistakes. So just as a update for you guys, I was in a car accident. It was my fault. And so I'm still dealing with some of the consequences from that process. And so moving forward, I would like my guides to guide me today, to walk me through in a way that will allow for somebody else who might be going through something similar, where they have had many things in their past that they might be ashamed of. And because I have a lot of those types of things as well. Many things in their past that they might be ashamed of, and also stressors that are happening today right now that they have to deal with, and consequences that are unforeseen. I would like us to walk through how to really work through that without having the control, but giving ourselves the best opportunity to have the outcome be the most favorable. So that being said, thank you for anybody who's watching this, and I'm going to start channeling, but I hope that this is helpful for anybody who might have something similar. So first, as you witness that portion of darkness that just left Lorette's face, that is the first start to the process, which allows us to come through unimpeded by dark energy that she has on her body. Right now, these hand movements have been something that has happened to Lorette for months, almost years now. And we created this a part of her so she could start to realize that she was powerful and that her body is existent and it's part of her as well. For a long time, Lorette resisted her body, and still sometimes does, in order for her to feel like she's comforted. So first, we wanted to get the body moving in order for her to truly feel the energy that's coming through to her. Now, as if you've watched these channels before, there are times that Lorette will come through and try to impede on what we say. So as we continue to work with Lorette and have an understanding of what exactly she's capable of, you'll start to see there's going to be a progression that allows her to completely let go. And when Lorette completely lets go, she allows us to come through without hindrance. And when there is no hindrance, we can truly speak to her on a way that will allow her to show whoever is watching whatever they need to hear. Now, many of you out there have a lot of stress because of how the world is. Many of you have seen lots of changes that have scared most of you. This is on purpose. The drastic changes in the world is a representation of how you feel internally. So currently, Lorette, in her situation, when it comes to the car accident, she feels as though everything has shifted and she has somewhat of no control over the matter. And now that she's starting to understand that the car accident was for her, not against her, she's starting to see the changes in which her behavior is emulating towards what she prefers. And as you continue to do that for yourself, as you watch this, as you watch Lorette on her processes, you will start to recognize that many of you over and over and over will get our signs to tell you which direction to truly go. And the more unfavorable you start to see your environment, the more you're starting to realize that's not where it's meant to be. And that's exactly where Lorette is at right now. She understands now that her mission is not to be sitting stagnant and doing nothing. Her mission is to be with you, the people, in order to help and move forward whatever messages that are meant to be heard. And that is why the car accident needed to happen. Now, the stress that comes from the car accident has now already helped Lorette help others by the content that she has created. There is nothing that she needs to do moving forward. Whatever is going to happen is done. Life will be lived no matter what. And so there's no reason to stress, because no matter your environment, you get to choose what you feel and how you are. And moving forward, there may be more stress that happens. But now with an understanding of how to bypass and understand how to use the stress in ways that cannot be manipulated against you, it'll allow you to continue to find more grounding in yourself internally. And the more you turn inward into your own knowing, the more you'll start to recognize that as you move into the movement of your life, you'll start to know exactly what to do. And there is nothing more powerful than having the knowing that you are going on the path that was directed for you. So if there's anyone who is questioning their own knowings, understand that there is a power infinitely bigger than you, which means that if you lean on that, or at least the knowing that you have inside of you, that you have been here, then you will understand that no matter what you decide, if it's a part of your knowing, it is for you. And so any obstacle that comes in your way is just to show you how strong you can be moving forward through your own journey.